Hello and welcome back. Today we will configure HSRP, which stands by Hot Standby Router Protocol, which means if one of these routers failed, the other router will gonna work and the traffic going from this router will automatically pass through this router. So it's like a functioning of a backup. So if this router fails, this one will work functionally. If this one fails, the other router will work. So let us check how to configure it. It uses a virtual IP. So the virtual IP of this side of the network will be 192.168.100.5. In this other side or this other network, the virtual IP address will be 192.168.205. So let us configure first using the router 1. So it's very simple. Configuring the HSRP config. Let's configure this side first of the network. So this interface is gigabit 0 by 0. IP address will be 192.168.100.2. Subnet mask will be 255.255.0. Say no shutdown. And the other interface is gigabit 0 by 1. The IP address will be 192.168.200.2. Subnet mask will be 255.255.0. Say no shutdown. Let us configure and make or create the HSRP. So we have to exit here, and then we have to say interface gigabit 0 by 0 stand by 1, for example. IP address of the virtual IP address will be 192.100.5. The standby periodic will be 150, for example. The standby pip will be created, and then say do right, it's active. Let's come to the other interface, which will be the other router. You have to configure the other interface, which will gonna be gigabit 0 by 1. Standby 2. IP address will be 192.168.200.5. Standby periodic will be 100. Let's say 100. And the standby pip so let's exit and say do right. We are done with this router. Let's come to this router now. Say no. Enable config T interface gigabit 0 by 0. IP address will be 192.168.100.3. Subnet mask will be 255.255.0. Say no shutdown. Exit interface gigabit 1. IP address will be 192.168.200.3. Subnet mask will be 255.255.0. Say no shutdown and exit. Let's come interface gigabit 0. Standby 1. IP address will be 192.100.5. Standby periodic will be standby oh periodic will be 100, and the standby trip, let's exit it. Let's go to this interface and say standby to IP address of the virtual network will be 205. Standby periodic will be, let's say, 150, and the standby trip, exit, and end. Show standby brief. We have this side active and the virtual IP address of this two, and we are using the virtual IP. Let's come back this router and say end show standby brief. We have these two interfaces using this virtual IP address. So let's configure the PC's IP addresses 192.168.100.10, and the default gateway will be the virtual IP address, which is 100.5. Let's configure this one too. 192.168.200.10. The default gateway will be the virtual IP address. So let's ping from PC 3 to PC 1, which is 192.100.10. Check the connectivity. Yes, it can reply. So let's trace. One nine two dot 192.168.100.10. So it's using the following. So for example, now let us shut down this interface. Interface 115 interface gigabit 0 by 0, say shut down. And let us shut down the other interface, for example, shut down. So now these two interfaces are off or switched off. So let's ping from PC1, PC2, say ping 192.168.200.10. It will take a time. Let us trace the IP address. It's using the virtual this link to go through, which is 1910. So that's how you configure the HSRP, the hot standby routing protocol. If one router fails, the other router will work functionally. So this was a standby, and this is an active router. So let us switch on, say exit interface range F0/0 by 1, no shutdown. Let us shut down this PC interface, this router interfaces. Say shut down. Now let's come back here and say end, show standby brief. Still the standby is unknown, but it's active. So let us ping again from PC1, PC3. Oh, let us say this way. It can ping. So let us trace it. So it uses this the IP address, and it's using ping. So this router, the standby router, is off, and still this router can function and work, forwarding the traffic from PC1, PC3. That's how to configure the standby router protocol, the HSRP. Thank you so much.